good morning, everybody. This is the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm Will, and this is Northwest Missouri Broncos. There's the dirty old beast. Oh. She's a dirty thing. You can see we live on a gravel driveway. We live on a gravel road. Springtime, we call those mud roads and mud driveways because that's mostly what they are. So, anyway, we're going to talk about it. It's been a year. We took delivery on this March 24th of last year of 2022. It is now March 30th, so I'm just a little bit late shooting this, but we'll get it shot and get it posted in the next few days. So we're going to talk about a few things, issues we've had, the things we like, the things we don't like. So we've had a year and about 27,000 miles now to play with this beast, so we've got a good sample of it. We've had it off-road. If you look down there on the wheels, you can see the scuffing. You know, the only one that's not scuffed is the spare. All the others got nicks and scrapes and everything else out of them. Yeah, you can see my old German Shepherd standing there, and there's the other one. She's kind of sitting there trying to be pretty. She likes to have her picture taken. So, anyway, you've seen most of our videos showing the winch, showing all the major stuff we have done to it. So this is just kind of an overall things we basically like and things we basically don't like about the car, and what we would do if we had it to do over. And we'll throw a couple bonuses in here at the end. We're going to spec this exact vehicle by the window sticker. We're going to spec this out as a 23 model. Order bank's just open for the 23s. So we're going to get on their website and we're going to go right down the list. I don't think any major packages or anything have changed, so I think we can spec it out pretty straightforward. So we're going to go right down the list and we're going to show you what this cost us to buy, sticker on it. And we paid basically sticker, plus we added a warranty and a few things to jack the price a little bit, but that was our choice. We could have walked out at sticker price, plus their little dealer dock fee that the dealer charges everybody. You know, as long as they're not stupid, we don't get too cranky about that. But you know, we added some things that we saw in value to us. We added extended warranty to it. We added they call it their Victory Shield. It's a ceramic coating and interior protection. If you get in the car with a screwdriver in your pocket and jam a hole in the seat, they'll fix the seat, things like that. So, and I'm good at things like that, so we saw that as having a little value to us. Other people might not, and it's not something they forced, it's just something that they offered. So anyway, we'll get into all that, and then at the end, because this thing only really has one competitor, and that is a Wrangler, we're going to spec out a Rubicon, direct competitor to the Badlands, and we're going to spec one of those out as close as we can with their, you know, Jeep has different ways they do things in different packages, so it's not exact, but we'll give you an idea what it would cost to buy a similar Wrangler Rubicon at the end of the video. So stay tuned. Okay, so there's the window sticker off of mine. As you can see, sticker on it was $51,490. See if I can zoom in just a bit here. So it is a 22 four-door Badlands 237 speed. All right, has all the stuff you're used to. This one has, here somewhere, this has the high package on it. It also has tow hitch, factory tow hitch, heavy duty modular bumper, keyless entry keypad, and the upgraded Badlands beadlock wheels. And that is the only thing that we added to it. So there is the sticker on it. So here's a little bonus footage for you guys. That is the wife's 03 Excursion that she's slowly going to turn into an Overlander. We got wheels and tires for it the other day, and And I got a little bit of wheel bearing and stuff like that work to do. And that's the farm truck. That is a 1981 F-250 with a 425 gallon water tank in the back that I use to haul the water. That is a 351 V8 with a 4-speed. The Excursion is a V10, obviously with automatic. I think that's the only way they came as far as I know. So if you guys have any interest in watching repairs and whatever we do to these things, hit me up in the comments, let me know. I am reasonably happy to film that as well, even though you may learn a few new bad words, because I really hate working on Fords and their better ideas, but you know, the way it is. Okay, so here you go. As you can see, we are on the 2023 Ford Bronco. We are going to build in price. Put in my zip code. Maybe. Just let it use. Here we go. I'm in Chicago, so I don't know that that messes with the pricing. I live around Kansas City, but work brought me up here yesterday, so we'll see if that changes anything. So start your build. We'll acknowledge their stuff. We're gonna go over here to the Badlands. 4-door. Start our build. Get rid of that cookie thingy. Here we go. So that's pretty similar, except that that doesn't have the wheels that I have, but otherwise it's pretty similar. I'm not sure what we're doing here. So we may be, okay, so we got a 2.3 engine, which is what I have. Full-time 4-wheel drive. Transmission is a 7-speed. 470 rear axle, rear locking diff. Maybe we can move along here a little bit now. So many things are only going to show us just the very bottom here. Alright, I do not have the standard, I do not have the mid. Come on, there we go, high package. That's what I bought, is the high package. There we go. Packages, I did not buy Sasquatch. I did buy the towing capability package. Yeah, I know what's in it. I just want to check the box. There we go. Comes with Copilot 360, which is a neat little thing. Wheels. Now, here's a difference. On mine, this is the Sasquatch wheel. If I hit that, it'll bring up the Sasquatch package, which we don't want to do. But on mine, they're the very similar wheel. You can't really tell the difference in the picture. That is the Badlands beadlock capable wheel with 33-inch tires. That's what I have. That was a $995 option. I think is what it was on the sticker. You've seen that. So I have no ability to add that here. So basically whatever price we get, if you're comparing apples to apples, would be $1,000 more if that were even available. I have the KO2s, just like that's showing. Roof. I have the soft top. Bumpers. Ford Performance Modular Heavy Duty. That's what we have. Full vehicle bash plates. I didn't buy from them any of the protective moldings. I didn't buy tube doors. Didn't buy the hoop step, that wasn't an option. I did not buy the brush guard. I did buy the wheel lock kit. We're getting down to the little bitty stuff now. And I did buy the keyless entry. 360 camera, headlamps, interior. We have marine grade vinyl seats. That's what we bought. Front row heated, dual zone AC, air temperature control, auxiliary switches. We didn't get any floor liners on the window sticker. The dealership got me some somehow or another. I don't really know how they did that, but upgraded front and rear carpet mats, no. Cargo, get rid of that. It's really hard to do here. Storage bags, I didn't buy any of the storage bags. Didn't get the heated steering wheel because I didn't go into the Lux package. It's not worth what they wanted to get a heated steering wheel out of the deal. I didn't want any of the rest of it, so. We have the enhanced Sync 4, AM, FM. We did not get the B&O. We got the regular 6 speakers. There's no subwoofer delete on mine because there was no subwoofer. I get to go buy that if I want it. 12-inch screen. So all this stuff's pretty much the standard thing. Yeah, we didn't buy any accessories, so here we go now. $54,790. Mine was, I believe, $51,490, if I'm remembering correctly from the window sticker. But we'll bring that back up in just a second and look at it so you can see. And here's all the options list. I'll just scroll up through here. High package, $2,790. Towing capability, $595. Heavy duty front bumper, $725. Wheel lock kit was $90. Keyless entry was $110. So there you go, $54,790. Destination, $1,795. If I'm remembering correctly, off the window sticker on mine, it was about $1,500. So that jumped. The base price jumped. So we're looking at about $3,300. That's the end of it. So we're looking at about a $3,300 jump in price to get the exact same car, 1 year newer with virtually no changes. And like I said before, $54,790 right there. Sorry about the shaking camera. I didn't bring a tripod or anything to hold this silly camera, so I'm trying to do it with one hand and point to stuff. The 23 model does not offer the wheels that I have. That was like a $995 upgrade. So you get to stick basically another $1,000 on that, which makes it $55,785. If my math in my head is right. And we were at $51,490, I think, on my sticker, if I'm remembering right. So that's about $3,300, folks. Or, sorry, $4,300, $4,300 approximately different. That's a huge jump for 1 year. I know these are popular, but that is a huge jump. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look at Jeep. I might have to do that on my break on my way home or something, because I got to get ready to go catch the old shuttle bus back down to the terminal so I can get the truck and head for home. So stay tuned here a little longer. Stay with me. We're going to tell you what as similar as we can get, Jeep Wrangler Rubicon would cost you, because that is the direct competitor to this thing. Okay, so we are talking the good, the bad, and the ugly. We're going to start off with some good. These Broncos are an amazing vehicle. There's just no other way to say it. They took a Jeep and they made it better in about 90% probably of their categories. They ride better, they handle better, they're a little bit more roomy, just because the Jeep has the great big fenders and they narrow the cab down to accommodate that, because that's the classic Jeep look. Well, Bronco, as you can see, kind of sort of on the little wall thing behind me there that my fabulous sister-in-law got me for Christmas. It's got an old first-gen Bronco, and it's got the sixth-gen Bronco on it. They didn't do that big wide fender. They kept the whole body wide, so when you get in it, you don't feel like the person in the passenger seat is trying to sit on your lap. Personally, I like that. I'm a pretty good-sized guy. I'm 5'10" and about 250, so there's a lot of me, and, well, unless you're a little bitty thing, you don't fit next to me very well. You know, we're used to full-size trucks, full-size SUVs. You know, we don't do a lot of small automobiles. So anyway, that's one of the good. They are an amazing vehicle. They ride good, they drive good, they handle good. They're adequate on power, though if I had to go into the bad, I'd say the thing I like the least about it is these Ford EcoBoost engines. I don't see the benefit. Maybe there's one there and somebody can tell me, but to me, turbocharging a 4-cylinder to get what you can get naturally out of a 6-cylinder and not gaining anything anywhere else, there's no longevity gain, there's no fuel economy gain. I don't see anything that jumps out to me and says they made that better. They just put what they had laying around in it. You know, and I guess everybody does that to some extent, but that's probably my biggest single dislike about them, is I just don't like how complex these engines and stuff have to be. You know, for an off-road vehicle, you need to be able to do some work on it yourself. You have to know how to fix these things if you're going to take them very far off of the beaten path. And that's what we bought ours to do. We drive it, we put a lot of miles on it, and they're, you know, like everybody, they're mostly highway miles, but we bought it to take it camping, take it up into the back country, to get away from everything and just enjoy for a while. So, you know, they are extremely capable off-road. I've had mine off-road several times now over the year that we've had it, and it has never failed me. I think if you're just going to beat one to death, you're better off with a solid axle Jeep. But I didn't buy it to take it out and beat it. Things are too expensive for that. So, moving on, I guess now to the bad. I have had a lot of electrical issues over the last year. This thing has been in the shop 5 or 6 times, and it's always been electrically related. One time it turned out to just be a plug that they probably didn't get plugged in when they built the silly thing. You know, they had it in enough to make a connection, they didn't have it in enough to keep the connection. So over the course of some miles, it vibrated loose, and all of a sudden my entire dash cluster is dead. You know, and I'm 700 miles from home when that does that. So that was frustrating. Other than that, and I've put out a video before on some of this, on electrical issues. We started really early on, within the first, I don't know, couple, 3 weeks of owning this thing. We started having it just throw codes. Anywhere, everywhere. I mean, take your pick, 4x4, brake. It didn't like it. It was just unhappy. It didn't like anything. Just throwing codes like crazy. And it took about 3 trips to the dealership for them to finally figure out that the body control module had lost its programming. And they flashed the program, and that has been fine ever since. We haven't had any more issues like that. But it took several go-arounds to get that problem fixed. You know, they started out telling me that my ditch lights were causing the problem. It's like, well, how? I don't see how they could. All the connections are soldered. There's nothing there to short out, you know. And eventually they did figure it out. It just took some time. So kudos to the guys there at Victory Ford. They stayed with it. They found it. You know, they always treated me good through it. So no complaints. And as far as the ugly goes, these are pretty good looking car. There's not much ugly to complain about, guys. There are a few things where the fit and finish could maybe be a little better. But for all intensive purposes, they call this a 6th gen, but for all intensive purposes, this is a brand new vehicle. There's, you know, it shares a little bit of architecture with the Ranger. If you bought the 2.3, it shares a motor with the Ranger. And if you bought the automatic, it shares that transmission with the Ranger. They come down the same line. But beyond that, everything is different. So I would look for the refresh here in a year or two to fix a lot of the little stupid uglies, you know, like why no cup holders in the back seat on a 4-door? That makes no sense. You buy leather, you get cup holders, but cup holders aren't worth $2,200, at least not to me. I solve it for $6 at Menards. You know, there's several options out there now to solve that problem. So anyway, overall, we are very happy with this. We like it. It's a great road tripping vehicle. Gas mileage runs between 17 and 18. Wife took off with it, so I can't go look and tell you what it is, but the last I seen it was 17.9. I could pull it up on the app, and I think that's what it would tell me, is it was like 17.9. And that's daily driving on 93, running roughly the speed limit, whatever that happens to be, whether it's 70, 75 down the highway or 55 down the 2 lanes. You know, we're just kind of doing what the sign says, and we're averaging, I think, 17.8, 17.9 right in there. So it's not horrible, but like I said, I don't see the point in making turbocharged twin scroll turbos, twin turbos on the V6, you know, and I understand the V6 does give you a little more horsepower and a lot more torque. I drove it at the off-rodeo, and it's a fine engine. I've been around turbos most of my life. You know, I drive a tractor trailer for a living, and diesels are turboed. That's how they get their power out of them, you know. But I can also tell you turbos are a wearable item. They do wear out. So be careful how you treat that turbo. Let that thing sit for a few seconds and cool off a little bit. Half a minute or a minute can make a world of difference in longevity on these. You know, keep your oil changed. Run good oil. I run AMSOIL in all of my stuff. I don't try not to put anything else in it unless I just have to. You know, but any planned oil change, it gets AMSOIL. You know, it's a 25,000 mile oil, though I don't run it out to that extent by any means. These things tend to trigger their you know, oil change light at about 9,000-10,000 right in there. You know, I'm not afraid to run to that because I know it's half of what the oil is rated to do. So, you know, cost me a little bit more, but it's cheap insurance, and it is pure synthetic. It is not a mineral-based oil at all, like most of what you see at Walmart that claims to be synthetic. It is not. It is a mineral-based oil with a lot of additives in it. There's some research to be done on that if you're interested. But I would encourage you to look up my friend Don Smith. He's a diesel mechanic up in Iowa, and he's an AMSOIL dealer. So if you have some interest in that, look Don up. He's a very, very smart guy. Does a lot of how-to videos on whatever he's working on at the moment. So give him a look and a shout. He's worth seeing. So anyway, that would be the good, the bad, and the ugly. 27,000 miles on this thing, and overall, you know, we've had the first new production vehicle hiccups that you kind of expect when you buy something like that. You know, I've generally always made it a habit to wait until they've been out a few years and go through their mid-cycle refresh before I buy them, because that usually fixes most of the bugs. But this was just such a cool vehicle, I couldn't resist, so I bought it. You know, and we are happy with it. You know, like I said, it beats a Wrangler 9 ways to Sunday. It really does. You can drive this thing 600, 700, 800 miles and not feel like somebody's been kicking you in the kidneys. So that's going to be for that part. Okay, so as promised, we are going to build a Wrangler that is as similar as we can to the Bronco. So this is a 2023 Wrangler four-door Rubicon. One of the things that Jeep does to squeeze money out of you is they charge you for paint. The only color you get for free is white. Because we did not pay for my paint on mine, we're not going to select any of these other colors, though something like that, which I believe is Silver Zenith. That's a new one on me. Sting Gray. One of those two would be closer in reality, but they'd cost you another $500, so we're not going to do that. We'll stick with white. We're going to move on down here. We do have the front-facing camera, so we're going to add that. So this is very definitely not a apples to apples because of the way they do their packages. No graphics. Not changing anything there. We're going to stick to their standard wheel, which is somewhat inferior to my wheel because it is a 7.5-inch wide rim, where mine are 8-inch wide rims. And I think on the Sasquatch package, they're even 8.5-inch wide rims. Sorry, that was Tobias. He's a little nosy. 285 70/17 tires. That's what we have. And there again, that's the free option, so we're sticking to that. You will see in the next video, we just added a hinge gate reinforcement to the Bronco through Rough Country. We won't add that because it did not come factory. The Rubicon comes with rock sliders, these heavy duty ones. I couldn't tell you what the difference is for $975. I think if you were buying this thing, you could do a lot better aftermarket than that. So the premium black Sunrider soft top, and I don't know what the difference between that and just the standard soft top is because I've never seen the two up close. So we're going to stick to the standard soft top, but if we wanted to run the price up another $695, we could, right there probably, because the top we have is actually a pretty nice top. Going on here to the interior. We have the standard marine grade vinyl interior on the Badlands. I think on the Jeep it is, yeah, it is a premium cloth low back bucket, so we're going to leave it there. You could tack on leather if you wanted to spend another $2,000. This gives you an 8.4-inch touchscreen. Ours is a 12, so that's a little downgrade. We didn't buy any of the bags on ours. Packages. So cold weather group, we're going to add that. That gets you heated front seats, heated steering wheel. That's something we don't have on our high package. You have to go all the way to the Lux to get a steering wheel, heated steering wheel. So that's a little upgrade. Leather wrap steering wheel we have. Remote start we do not have, and this one won't either because we're going to leave it as a manual because ours is a manual. So anyway, we're going to add that. LED lighting is added. We have the LED lighting. So we have a safety group here. Blind spot and cross path detection. We have that. LED tail lamps. We have that. Rear park assist. We have that. So we're going to add those things. Well, no smokers here. Steel bumper group. Yeah, we have steel bumpers on ours. So we're adding. That's $2,000 there. If I were truly building this out, I would not add that. I would go aftermarket on that because you can go aftermarket for a whole lot less money, I think, or maybe the same money and have a higher quality thing. So the Extreme Recon, that is their 35-inch tire package. We did not buy the Sasquatch, so we're not going to add that. Trailer tow and heavy-duty electrical. Bigger alternator, bigger battery. 7 and 4 pin, we have that. Auxiliary switches we have, and receiver hitch. So we are adding that. For the powertrain, we are sticking to the standard motor, even though, and we're sticking to that because of the manual. They won't let you have a manual on any of these others, and ours is a manual, so we're sticking to that. 6-speed manual, standard. We have 470 gears, so let's see what happens. Does it make us do anything? Nope. So 470s are closer to these 488s than they would be to the standard 410s. So we added that. So here we go. Here's our summary. 2023 Wrangler Rubicon. I don't want that. Get rid of it. There we go. $58,455. Finance and lease estimates on them. I guess they're not giving us any breakdown on exactly what we had going, but that's it right there. So we said ours was, I think, when we figured in the wheels that you can no longer get on ours, it was $55,000 if I remember correctly. So 58,000 and some change gives you roughly $3,000 more to get a similar as we could make it Rubicon as to the Badlands Bronco. So, you know, $3,000 is quite a bit. And like I said, if it were me, one of the things I would not be buying, go back up here, I would not be buying that because I can better spend that $2,000 on an aftermarket setup and probably wind up with a front bumper and a winch and maybe a back bumper as well for that same money if one was just a little careful with his shopping. Yeah, so we could, because we have some brake assist on the Bronco, it will stop on its own. We have automatic high beam headlamps. We have forward collision warning. We do not have the adaptive cruise control, and I think that's the biggest part of this package, is why we did not add this on, but we would have had half of this package is on our Bronco. So you could, if you really wanted to, you know, fairness, you could add that and keep the steel bumpers. Get up here. And you would be at $59,650, or roughly $4,000 more than ours. If you dropped both of those back off, up here, I'll drop them both off real quick. Make that go away, and we'll make that go away. We'll get back down here to the summary. $56,460. So even taking considerably less equipment, you would still be at least $1,000 more than on the Bronco. So to me, that, you know, I like Jeeps. I love the way they look. I do not at all like the way they ride, especially the Rubicon. I love their capability. You know, if you're going to beat one on the rocks, that solid front axle is a better deal probably than the IFS. Most people are not buying something with that kind of a price tag to take it out and beat it on the rocks. You do see a few YouTubers do it, but most folks are not. You know, if you want a rock rig, you go buy something old for $5 grand and then build it the way you want it. So anyway, that is the little bonus for you guys here at the end of this video. So thank you very much for watching. If you found this helpful or entertaining or whatever, then please like, subscribe, and share.